Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is an update for ETH. Wanted to show you potential larger counts of what can be happening here. So we either have this as an A working on our B, need to find some conclusion here, and then expecting our C wave up to around 3K plus, or this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, in which case we'd expect to hold 1397. You can see that in green, that's the 618 level. And if this is an A wave, I'd expect to hold, let me get that on the left so we can see that. That's my red count. Expect to hold 1237, 38 there. That's the 618 of this entire wave. And if we broke below 1073, this pivot here, I'd expect this to be a completed correction. We're actually getting a wave to the downside. That's where my probabilities would shift. But there's a lot going down on here on the 4 hour. I want to show you those targets. First of all, from our top here in April of 2023, we've reached the 1-to-1 extension of this W wave off our X for our Y to complete. And if that were to complete, this would have to be a double zigzag, and it doesn't reach high probability targets because I'd expect to hit at least 1482 of the second A, B, C. So it doesn't look like anything's complete there yet. Long-term targets, I'd expect to hit the 1.236 to 382 now of this WXY, just because we haven't gotten any sort of completion here as a potential completed correction. And you can see those areas I'm looking at down here. Now, as we do retrace here sideways, I'd like to make sure we hold within this channel, and there's a couple different ways we can do that. So if I were to relabel this, what I would suggest it could be here is this could be an A wave as a zigzag right here. We have our B wave here, and this could turn into an ending diagonal in itself. That would hold us within the channel. Or this is our A, we got a flat for our B, and we could come up here, get one more up. That would be our 3, 4, 5, right to that 1.236. So how I got that, I would run within the channel like so, and this would turn into a larger ABC, as you can see, a 3, 3, 5. Now this might become my primary pretty soon, depending how this wave prints out. And reason for that is it would hold within the channel. It would get us down to our area, at least the 50% of our entire A wave, and that would actually switch probabilities that this is actually an impulse, a 1, 2, 1, 2. But we'll have to see if we get that, because we'd want a series of ABCs. We got that here. Right now we only have 3 waves off our proposed wave 2 in an ending diagonal. But I don't like this as an impulse, because if you pull the pivots, again, a hard one to do, we're only at the 1-to-1. And if it was impulsive, we'd expect to go to the 1.618. So this is more likely a corrective move as an ABC, which is why I'm leaning towards that diagonal might be happening. So I'm going to throw that out as potentially my primary. Now, as for targets for this, we would expect, if you look at yellow, I'm going to put that as yellow, we get our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to switch that into yellow. That's the yellow targets you see. Because for our third wave, we expect to come to the 618 extension of this wave, which is right here. We then come overlap our fourth and come to the 786 extension. So it looks something like that, and that would complete a larger A, B, C, like so. And I like that just because it stays within our channel. This is a one-to-one extension, so it doesn't look impulsive. So I'd expect this to come up and then make another zigzag. It's a zigzag currently at the moment. Make a double zigzag, come up, make a single or double zigzag here for our fifth, before expecting a correction or a move to the upside as either an impulse or a corrective move. So I'm looking at that, and that looks pretty good. It comes down to our 50 and 618 area. It comes to our 1.382 extension of this W wave off our X or ABC, and it also hits the targets we would expect here as an ending diagonal. So I wish I had more for you guys here. There's not really much of a trade setup. The only thing I would offer as a trade setup if I were forced to trade this, and there's better trades out there currently if you want to check my other videos. I'm not interested in taking this one on as a trade at the moment, but this is an ABC. You'd look between the 50 and the 618 like so, come up here and look for another zigzag down, and my trade setup if I was forced to trade would be something like this. Stop at this high, and I'd only be targeting the 0.618 there extension. As you can see, it's not a very good trade setup. It's 1.4 to 1, so I'm not a big fan of that, but I was asked to do an update on ETH. I just haven't been that interested in it because there's not really any high probability trades at the moment. So not really interested in this one. The only way you get a good setup, why is that double posting on there? The only way you get a good setup is if you're planning on taking the whole trade, and then you get like a 2-to-1, and that's waiting through all the pivots. So I'm going to be sidelined on this one until this area down here, in which case I'd be interested in a long. Areas where the probabilities would shift are if we break this high here, and I'd have to relook at my count at that point. So as long as we stay below this level, that's my primary as the ending diagonal. All right, guys, so that's your update for ETH. Sorry, I wish I had more to give you, but there's not really any real good trade setups here. I'm going to wait and let this print out a couple more candles so we can get some higher probability areas to trade in. All right, guys, thanks for watching.